This might be my last video. So if you're like me, you're probably trying a new service and you're staring at a hard paywall like this screen and you're feeling kind of skeptical. I don't blame you, not at all. So I wanted to take a few moments to tell you who I am and why I built PocketHost and why I think it might be important for you. So first of all, my name is Ben and I built PocketHost. You can go right here. PocketHost is actually open source. It's got a bunch of stars. It's got something like, oh, I almost started my own project, shoot. But anyway, it's got a bunch of stars and a bunch of contributors, including me. So you can go check out my GitHub here. I'm a real guy. See, look at this. And anyway, and don't mess with me because I'm a two-stripe white belt in jiu-jitsu. But anyway, yeah, I built PocketHost because I didn't want to keep deploying PocketBased every time I started a new project. And as you can see from my PocketHost dashboard here, I start a lot of projects. So this was just an important tool for me. And I posted it one day on the PocketBased discussion forum, and I was just like, hey, if anybody wants to come try it out, they can. And that has grown into 10,000 users, over 10,000 users. So there are a lot of people using PocketHost. And we recently moved to a hard paywall to help support the open source project. There are hosting fees, right? I mean, I've been paying to run this thing for the last like 3 years, and we're just getting to a point where the community is stepping forward and kind of starting to fill that role for me. So look at all the places. We are running edges in each of these regions. It's right over here. I have all these different machines running, and this is the real deal, guys. Like this is running right now. There are definitely hard costs to keeping PocketHost running, and that's why I moved to a hard paywall. But you probably don't necessarily care about that. You're just wondering, what can you get if you sign up for PocketHost? So I wanted to take you through some of the features. So you can read through the whole what do you get kind of thing down here. One thing I want to point out is there are some lifetime subscriptions still available. So if that's interesting to you, it is important to jump on that because they do sell out. Probably the most important thing about PocketHost is our Discord server. This Discord server has over 1,000 members in it right now, I'm pretty sure. There we go. Shoot, almost 1,500 members. So we're getting up even higher than I thought. So anyway, the Discord channel is like the most important place. I'm hanging out there all the time. A lot of other developers are hanging out here all the time, just as you see, and I'm pretty available over Discord. So I just want you guys to know that Discord to me is where it's at. But let's jump into the dashboard here. So when you go sign up for PocketHost, it's going to tell you, oh, you have to upgrade before your instance will run. You can create one instance, but if you try to launch the admin for that instance, it won't do this right here. It'll just give you an error saying like you can't, you have to subscribe, right? So I want to show you what you're getting. So if you go here into details, there are a few sections here that we want to talk about. One thing also to note is we do have pretty copious documentation here. Somebody just actually complimented me today, right on Discord. Somebody was like, it was in this thread right here, this rate limiting thread. Your docs are excellent. You've made programming fun for me again. So there's a live testimonial, man. It just happened today. I used ChatGPT for a lot of it. Like I just gave it bullet points and told it like this is what I want you to write about. My mind, but ChatGPT's verbiage. So let's go back to the dashboard. Let's jump into the details here. First thing you have is an overview. This is your URL. This is the one that you would use from the PocketHost client. Like if you're making a front end or something, you would do something just like this, where you'd import PocketBased and you'd say new PocketBased with that URL, right? So this is how you would access your instance. And probably the next thing to talk about is actually this admin sync feature that's down here. This makes it so that you can log into your PocketBased admin with the same credentials that you use to log into PocketHost. It's super convenient. So if I pop into the admin here, it's like, shit, what's my login, right? Well, my login is the same as my PocketHost login, and there you go. The next thing that you might want to know about is secrets. If you say add some secret here, these secrets are available as environment variables in your PocketBased hooks. If you were to create a file named pbhooks.envtest.js and you used process.env.foo, you would be able to see that variable value. Next down, we have live logs. If I log into the admin or if I refresh or anything, you can see more. Because we're in dev mode's right here. Because we're in dev mode, it's showing us some extra logging, right? It's showing us some queries and stuff. So if we go in here, you'll see a bunch of SQL queries and stuff. That's all dev mode output. That's not normally there, but this is the same as you would see if you ran PocketBased on your local console. You can also check out episode 10 of PocketBased for the FIO command line tool. I haven't added that to the documentation here yet, but that's actually a command line tool where you can view these same logs and control some things about your instance from the command line instead of having to go into the browser here. The next thing you might want to know about is FTP access, okay? Here I'm already logged in through FileZilla, right? But it's a pretty normal setup. You do FTP, make sure it's not SFTP. It's actually it's FTPS, but it's still so that's FTP over TLS. That's different than SFTP. But you just go to FTP PocketHost.io, leave the port default. It'll default to 21. Make sure you say explicit FTP over TLS, and you use your same PocketHost login. Right? If you do that, you'll connect and you will see all of your instances here. Right? So this is the one we were just messing with. In here, you can access your data, but the instance, see it says the instance has to be powered off first to access the data. You can access your hooks, your migrations, your public folder, it's all there, right? So that's the FTP access. And also through that FIO command line tool I told you about, you can also get to FTP through that. You already saw what this link does. It launches the admin. Now here we're in the danger zone. The danger zone is where you can change versions. Version 22 to version 23 of PocketBased was a hard migration boundary, so you're not able to go back and forth between those automatically. But from 23 on, like right now we're on 24, and it will always keep you up to date with the latest patch release of that minor version that you're on. In order to change versions, you have to power off the instance. Here's another thing that we support, custom domain, CNAME. If I want to go api.foo.com like that and update the custom domain name, it's going to tell me I need to add this CNAME to my in my DNS manager, and then I have to go to support to complete the setup. That's where you have to contact me, and I give you a DNS verification code only because I haven't written in that automation yet. But anyway, it absolutely supports custom domain names. A lot of people are doing that. We talked about admin sync already. We talked about development mode already. Here, if the instance is off, you can rename your instance. This is handy for if you don't like adjective stage or whatever it picked for you, you can name it your own instance name, and then finally you can delete your instance. So those are all the capabilities available to you in the PocketHost dashboard. But like for the most part, PocketHost just works. It's just a way for you to stand up a version of PocketBased that is accessible through the internet. You don't have to do any deployment. It's super easy, and I made it for me. I hope it works for you too. And come in and join us, man. Over 10,000 users, almost 1,500 Discord members. Like, it's good. It's a good thing. Take care.